I'm Cassie F. A. Hayden. Welcome to my channel. I apologize for how my couch looks right now. I know it's a mess. Um, I I gotta clean stuff up. Cause I didn't have power for the last week, so you know, everything in here is a little bit more of a disaster than usual. Cause I couldn't really pick up anything, cause I couldn't see anything in here at night. And you know, during the day I was too busy trying to figure out how to fix it. Couldn't do laundry, dishes, make food. I couldn't do anything in here. So nothing got done and stuff just piled up, and you know, it is what it is. And Sammy just messaged me. Anyway, so some of the stuff I'm about to show you guys, Sam actually bought. I couldn't really afford to do a haul today because, like a, I mean, this month, like a whole haul like I usually do, where there's at least one fidget toy, at least, or interactive pet. I couldn't do that today because, what didn't go towards lot rent and my phone and electric bill actually went towards gas for heater to keep my house warm, because before my power went out, I didn't really have enough heat to keep it, you know, really warm in here during the cold days, and not even comfortable in here during the not quite so cold days of winter. Because you know, there's the it's cold, and then it's, oh, I'm dying, it's cold, you know, during winter. So anyway, Sam actually bought me the heater that I'm buying fuel for, because of my power going out, because I didn't have any way to heat at all. I would have died. So he borrowed some money from his parents and got me the heater, and that's one of the things I'm going to review for you guys today. And he got me something else to make sure I could, you know, not die in here, because most of my cats are black. And so is my dog. So and so I need to be able to see in here at night, when I don't have power, or if I do have power, I still need to be able to see in here at night. I mean, without power, you know, you're gonna need something that doesn't take power to make it so you can get through your house safely without being tripped by a little black imp imp kitty. But anyway, and then I did manage to buy a couple things this month. One I bought before the power got fixed. As you can see in my background, I have light. So my power was fixed. Thankfully, it wasn't what I thought it was. So it was fixed by the park. If it was inside the house, it's up to me. If it's outside of the house, the park has to take care of it. Because the house is mine, but the land is what I'm renting. So, yeah. So if it's the box outside, they have to cover it. And they got it fixed. But if it's inside, it's up to me, which I would have been screwed if it was something from inside, because I do not have the money to fix anything inside, and the person that was supposed to help me for the last year and a half to fix the stuff that's inside has been giving me the runaround for a year and a half about doing it, and they're never going to do it. They were never going to do it. They just wanted to screw with me. And I knew that, but I needed it done, so I was just trying desperately to believe that they would do it if I just kept kissing their butts. But it turns out that even the problems that I had before were caused by the box outside. So at least it's fixed. Also, a problem I thought I had with my tablet, where my tablet was suddenly starting to die on the charger. And my tablet that I'm filming on right now is somewhat brand new. I got it this last year. So, I'm still paying it off. So I was like, what the heck? What's wrong with this thing? Well, turns out that the reason it was doing that is because I was not getting enough power through my house because of that box starting to go out. So that box outside. So now that the box outside is fixed, everything is charging in my house like it's all brand new. Like everything in my house is brand new. So that's awesome. But anyway, I did manage to buy one thing before the power was back on, because the only can opener I have had in the house is an electric can opener. And the only thing I could cook was soup. So, not all of my cans have pull tabs, and those are great and useful when you don't have any power, but when you don't have ones that have pull tabs and you don't have power for your electric can opener, So, before the power came back on, I ordered this, and it came after the power came back on, but I mean, it's still useful. I'll still be able to use it, and it's got that rainbow metallic on it, and I love that. I'm obsessed with this rainbow metallic stuff, and I do want to convert everything as much as I can of my kitchen into this rainbow metallic at some point, if I can. I mean, I'm gonna do it slowly because priorities, but if my power goes out again, at least I'll have this. Or, in case I don't, in case I have something on the counter in front of my electric can opener, like my water distiller or my Instapot, I put them away when I'm not using them. But when I'm using them, I kind of can't get to the stuff that's behind them. So, it's still going to be useful even though the power is back on. So, and I've already used it a couple of times, and it's a lot easier to grip than the ones that I've had in the past, where my problem with using these is that I have carpal tunnel in both hands, and then I have tendonitis in this hand. So I can't grip things properly to be able to properly use most things. So with the can openers that I've had in the past, you couldn't have, someone like me would not have been able to grip it to use it. This one has a very good gripability, so that you can tightly hold it and turn it without hurting your hands, or without it pulling open to dislodge it from the can, because of the grip not being right. Like, I've had ones where the grip was flat and kind of like holding onto like just a flat piece of metal, like I don't know how to really explain it, but you know what I mean. Like they were just a flat piece of metal, and it dug into your hand. You can't grip it well, and it would just keep coming open while trying to turn it, and then like completely let go of the can, would not open the can. So unless you have like very strong man hands, those are not the can openers for you. When you have hands that are messed up like mine, you need something that can really very easily give you a good strong grip, so it can actually hold on to the can and turn and cut it open without popping itself off, But and the fact that it's so pretty on top of it, if I'm gonna go buy something that I need, and I'm trying to already convert my kitchen into this already, why buy some random one like that's gonna cost about the same price and I'm not gonna like it as much, you know? Get the one that I wanted, you know, the pretty one, and, you know, two birds with one stone. Something pretty that does the job. So there's that. And then, so I'm going to do the heater last, because if it cuts out, I'm going to need to do a whole other video. I have a lot of games that I have downloaded on my tablet, and I need to go through them and delete some of them to make more space on here for videos. But anyway, the reason I have so many games is because during the winter I can't move as much as I would like, because, you know, fibromyalgia and cold, it just doesn't work well. And, you know, with my knees and my hips, the cartilage disintegrating, with the fibro actually makes that worse in the winter. So, you know, it is what it is. Now this, we all know what an oil lamp is. We all know how they work. I mean, I don't think I have to explain it or describe it. You know, you pull up the wick, you light it. I mean, you can light it with a long lighter, or you could take the top off and light it with a regular lighter, or you could use a match or whatever the hell you want. You know, turn it down. You got flame so you could see, and just don't freaking knock it down and break it, okay? Because then your house is on fire. just don't break it. We know how they work, but during an emergency situation where you have no power, these are very useful. I suggest always having at least one of them in your home, just in case your power goes out. Because, I mean, flashlights only get you so far. You know, you still got to replace the batteries. What if you run out of batteries? You have this. I mean, it takes forever for this stuff, for the oil to run out. So, you know, as long as you have it at least halfway full, you know, you're going to have light during the night. And it's not like you're going to need it during the day. So, always have one of these handy just in case you have a power outage. Just saying. I do have another one, but it's in storage in the boxes in Sam's shed somewhere. We don't know where, and it would have taken way too long to look for it, rather than just buy one at Meijer for fairly cheap. So I really appreciate that Sam got this for me, because I kind of needed it, because like I said, most of my cats are black, and so is my dog, and I can't see at night. So it's hard enough for me to walk as it is in here, with my hips and my knees being crippled. And I mean, it is a trailer. I mean, there's not a lot of room in here. So I do trip and fall down a lot, even during the day, without the cats tripping me. But, you know, during the night, it's better to have it and be able to see, so I can like stop short or step over them than to not be able to see and end up on the floor hurt. just better safe than sorry. So Sam got this for me while my power was out, so I could get around safely. And we're gonna put that over there so that it's not in a place where the cats can knock it over. And, I mean, I didn't get this out because I needed to show this to you. I got this out because I'm going to use the lid as an example of how to use what I am going to show you. So, this all came as a set. I got oil on my hands now. Now I'm going to have to wash this stuff. Well, it happens. So, I'm doing dishes today anyway. So, this all came as a set. I have bought these straw brushes before. Unfortunately, the cats keep stealing them. I don't know where they are. I have no idea how to find them. I think they probably ate them. But now that I have that shelf that I bought last month, They have those little hooks on there that I can just hook these up on those little hooks and put these on top of each one so the cats won't be able to steal them. And I'll explain these in a second, but we all know what these are for. They're for cleaning straws, and I needed them because all of the straws that I got out of storage have been in the shed for so long that they're musty. Some sort of like corrosion has accumulated on them, so I can't use them until I clean them properly. And seeing as how the cat stole all the rest of my straw brushes, I couldn't clean them. I was not going to use them until I had straw brushes to clean them properly, because ew. Just no. I'd rather be safe than sorry and make sure that they're clean. So, and everything I had that I got out of storage was like that. So everything had to be thoroughly cleaned because everything had corrosion on it from being in the shed too long. It's just that moist air. You know, it happens when you store stuff. That just kind of happens. I mean, I think it's important to wash things before you put something away. For a season or for just like if you move or whatever you're storing for whatever reason, it's always important to wash it before and then after, so it's clean going into the box or bin, and then after you take it out of the box and bin, it's probably not going to be clean anymore just from sitting, so it's important to wash it again before you use it. It's just better safe than sorry. You don't want to get sick from whatever might have accumulated on it from the damp air of wherever you were storing it. It's just safer and smarter that way. So there's these for cleaning my straws, but that's not the only reason why I bought this set. I've been wanting to buy these for a long time. They don't only come with flowers on them. You can get them just plain, like regular. But, okay, so this part is made for, like, scrubbing, like, whatever crevices you need to scrub. And this is for, like, scrubbing, like around the rim of cup lids and whatnot, you know, like underneath the seal and whatnot. And you can use that for that too if it's a little bit corroded, because you want to wash under the seal of your cup lids. You know, it's important because it does get corroded under there, and the corrosion turns into mold, and then you're drinking mold with your coffee, and that's just gross. Okay, now I would normally just try to use my nails to pry it out, but that can damage the seal and it's very difficult to do. But that's what this little tool right here is for, to pry the seal out. Now, I haven't used this yet. I just bought it. It just came today. But, okay, so see how easy that is? With this tool, you just comes right off and you got your seal, and then you can just kind of clean. Now this cup came out of the cupboard clean. I only pulled it out so you guys could like see how this little tool works. So you pry it up, pry the seal up with this little tool, and then with this part, this little brush and this little part, you've got to clean all your parts, and you know, this has got to be cleaned. I don't know if this, yeah, this pops off. So this pops off, so you can take that off, and you can clean, and, you know, just kind of get in all the crevices there. You know, just very useful for people who have mugs like this or water bottles that you need to remove the seal and take pieces off of it to clean it properly to make sure you're not drinking any mold, because we don't want to drink mold. We don't want to drink corrosion. We want to have our things clean when we drink out of them, right? And I mean, like, I'm sure there's other things too, like Tupperware. Some Tupperware has seals like this too, that you want to remove the seal before you clean it, so you can clean everything properly. But my nose is itchy. Sorry, I'm allergic to my cats and feathers, and so my pillows and and yeah. So my nose gets itchy a lot. Don't mind me. I'm not gonna pick it or anything, but my nose gets itchy. So yeah, so that's what this tool does. And when I put it on the hook with these, it makes it so, because this is really hard to stick on the hook. I mean, not really hard, but hard enough to where the cats are, we would be able to do it, but hard enough to where the cats can't get it off themselves. So stick that on the hook like that. Those two just on the hook together. The cats aren't going to get to the bottle brush underneath this coffee and water bottle cleaning brush, cleaning tool. So that'll keep the cats from stealing my brushes, and I'll be able to access them very easily because they're on the side by my sink. So I can just pull them right off the hook and just use them and then put them right back. Very, very easy, very simple. I'll put my mug back together. And in case you guys were wondering what is on my mug, it's a kitty with glasses and books, and it says, "There is no friend as loyal as a book." I think that they should change that to cat, but still, I like my books. I like my books. I love my kitties. And, there's a million different worlds in one little book. So, I mean, not in one book, but you have a library of books. There's a million different worlds you can visit, and just from the comfort and safety of your own home. So, and all the adventures you can possibly go on in just a little library of books. I love reading. It's so fun. But anyway, I got this mug several years ago. Sam bought it for me from Barnes & Noble. As you can see, I use it a lot because it's starting to wear out. The paint is chipping off the bottom because I use it a lot because I love this thing. This is one of my favorite mugs, actually. So there's that. Ignore my rent right there. I gotta get that out to them. But anyway, last but not least, now I'm not going to show you the heater itself because it is behind the camera, and yeah, it's too heavy to lift. So I'm going to show you the box. This is what the heater looks like. It's called Dura Heat, and it is approved for indoor use. Now, I will tell you, it is indoor safe. It is. But it is also a kerosene heater. So what I have running in my house right now, with the power going, is, I believe, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space heaters. 5. And I mean, they do help keep it warm in here, but it doesn't actually keep it warm in here by themselves. On a nice winter day, it will. On a cold winter day, you're gonna be freezing your butt off, even with those 5 heaters. And it's not because they don't put out enough to heat a house this size, but when you live in a trailer, you have multiple exit points for your warm air and multiple entry points for cold air, because trailer windows do not seal up well, and quite frequently when you move into a trailer. There's other issues, like there's holes in my floor. There's holes in my walls that lead to underneath the trailer that need to be sealed up, like where there used to be a washer and dryer that didn't work, that I had to pull out and replace with my little apartment size washer. It works, and there's a laundromat down the road for the big stuff. So get my small stuff washed, with the little washer. Take the other stuff to the laundromat. It's not that far. It's like literally down the road. So problem is trying to figure out how to come up with money to afford the laundromat. But but anyway, also one of my doors is completely crooked, completely and utterly freaking crooked. Here, babe, I got you. Oh goodness, this is my calico. Yeah, calico. I know her name is a pun for her coat color, because she's a calico, and her name's Calico. Yeah. And she's beautiful. She's so beautiful, and she knows it too. And she's spoiled. She's spoiled. She's a spoiled girl. Spoiled, spoiled, spoiled. And beautiful. Yeah. I love that little orange patch on her mouth. That's so unique. Calicos are usually pretty unique themselves anyway. But anyway, so what's really important to know about this heater, the more you turn it up when you have it on, the cleaner it will run. It will go through the kerosene faster that way, which kind of sucks, but you want to leave it up as high as it'll go so that it will run cleaner. If you run it cleaner, you're less likely to end up having safety issues. And also, if it's your only source of heat, it will heat this entire house by itself within minutes. So and it will get you in like a half an hour to the point where you're already starting to sweat. So that's good. It's a good heater. However, and I haven't had this problem since I got the new detector, but the old detector that I had didn't actually tell you when it was unsafe. So I had to get a new detector. My old detector, it beeps to let you know that the batteries are working, and then it beeps to let you know if it's carbon monoxide, and the beeps were the same, and you'd have to be sitting right next to it and actually looking at it when it went off for you to know which one was which. Yeah. I'm running on battery, but I'm just going to keep beeping at you, and you're not going to know which is the safe beep and which is the dangerous beep. This one that I have going right now, it's beeping now to let me know that the batteries are working. That's what you're hearing in the background, the little chirp. That's it telling me the batteries are working. And I have it literally sitting on the bar of my kitchen that I don't really use, because I basically use it so I can like see what's going on in the living room when I'm washing dishes. Like, what are you guys doing? Get out of stuff. But but I mean, if you run it for too long, it will build up carbon monoxide. You will want to open a window and run it periodically. So you don't want to have it running nonstop until it runs out. You want to run it for a little bit, shut it off, open a window, let it air out a little bit, just to make sure that you don't have a buildup of carbon monoxide. and then run it again after a little while. It will stay warm in your house, even with the window open a little bit to get the house filtered out. I promise you, I'm telling you from experience, it will stay warm. Don't ask me how it stays warm with the window open, sucking air out. I don't know, but it did. It stayed warm. It did not get cold in here. But just, you got to have a properly working monoxide detector about that distance away, on the other, which is basically on the other side of my room. To make sure that you know when it's not safe. I was going based on smell because of my old detector, and I mean, I'm sure I might have gotten myself a little sick from it. But but with the new detector, it hasn't gone off once yet because I've been really good about shutting it off. And turning it back on when I need to. And with the power back on, I don't need to run it quite as much. Anyway, so if you can smell it from your bedroom without a detector from the other side of the house, you need a window open and you need to shut it off right away and let it air out and you know, but it is house safe. It is indoor safe. You just have to run it periodically and just, you know, don't run it endlessly. And just make sure you have a monoxide detector and make sure you have a window that opens. The one that I've been using is in my hallway, so it's halfway between where the heater is and my bedroom. So it's smack dab in the middle of the house. And it's one of the only 2 windows in my house that actually open. The other one, the one in my kitchen, doesn't have a screen, so I don't like to open that one because of my cats. I don't want them jumping out the window and then being like, we're scared because we're outside and we're scared. We don't know if we can get back in. And then try to get them back in and they're just too scared to come in. But yeah, so again, with this heater, it is indoor safe. You just have to be smart about it. Any other heater like this that does not say that it's indoor safe, I would not run it at all inside. This you can run periodically and it still be safe, and while off, your house will still stay warm. Do not put it in a tiny room. My living room is quite large. Do not put it in a small room, like I would say maybe my spare room that I use for like hanging my laundry. Do not put it in a small room. Only put it in a large room, like a size of like my living room, or a shed, or a pole barn, or something very large. And I know, you know, in a trailer, you know, large rooms are kind of hard to come by, but like a living room in a trailer would be okay. Do not put it in a tiny room. You want to get it to be able to expand its heat as far as as possible, without it the monoxide building up in the room. The smaller the room, the faster the monoxide will build up. So you want to have it in a big room. You do not want to run it continuously. You want to have a monoxide detector, and you want to have a window in case that detector goes off. So, you know, it is safe. Just be safe with it, okay? And do not run it on low. For the love of God, do not run it on low. But if you're having an issue with emergency heat, I would definitely recommend this heater. It is safe as long as you follow the instructions I'm giving you. And And it does light very easily. It's very easy to use. Like I said, I'm 4'10" and I'm incredibly crippled, and my hands are very crippled. So, and I can use it. So if I can use it, you can use it. You just got to make sure you pay attention, to how long you're running it, and, making sure that if you run it too long, you have a window open. Okay? And do not run it on low or put it in a small room. Okay? Alrighty. So, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm sorry I don't have any fidget toys to show you guys today. I'm sorry I don't have anything actually really cool outside of the heater to show you guys today. You know, I was a little bit behind on bills anyway to begin with, from how much I had to spend last month. And then on top of it, I did have to overdraft before I got paid several times within the last week because of the situation here. I also had to figure out how to afford food and and what all that stuff. So had to figure out how to take care of myself, and thank God for Sam, because like I said, he's the one who bought the heater. He had to borrow money from his parents to buy it. He's the one who bought the kerosene lamp, and he actually bought the first tank of gas to fill it too. So so if it weren't for him, I'd probably be dead right now from lack of heat. And also lack of food, because he was making sure I was fed too. So thank God for him. I don't know what I'd do without him. And when you're as broke as I am, and you have emergencies like this, and you don't have somebody to help you, like, it's scary, and it can kill you. You could end up dead from situations like that, where your power goes out, you don't have a way to heat, you don't have any way to feed yourself. You gotta do what you can do to make it out of that situation. But if you don't have a way to pay for trying to make it out of that situation, it's nice to have somebody who cares enough to break themselves, break their budget, to make sure you're okay. I mean, not break their budget, but he severely overdrafted, and then he borrowed from his parents, and like a lot. So he's got to pay them back what he borrowed to help me. So he's in quite a bit of debt just to make sure that I could survive. And you got to appreciate when somebody goes that far to take care of you, putting themselves in debt to take care of you. Because, some people just won't even bother to try to help you, even when they have the skills and have the money to do it. But then the person who has nothing does everything that they can, goes out of their way, puts themselves into debt, makes themselves unable to pay for things that they need, goes without to help you make sure that you can survive. That's love. Love isn't, just sitting there saying, oh, I love you, I hope you're okay, let me know what happens. Love is, making sure that the person you care about can survive. I mean, someone doesn't do that for you to the point where they're sacrificing more than they even have for themselves if they don't care about you. So just want to point that out, because people don't always think that I appreciate the things that are done for me. In fact, I've been told that quite a few times by people who don't really do for me. They want credit for what somebody else does. and then get mad because that other person who actually does the things for me, to help me and make sure I'm okay, that person gets credit for what they do, and then the other people get mad because they don't get credit for something they didn't do. I mean, someone helps me with something, I'm going to appreciate it, no matter what they had to sacrifice to do it. Even if they didn't have to sacrifice anything. If somebody does something for me, I appreciate it. And every little thing to me adds up. Every little thing. It could be something as small as taking me to the grocery store, because, you know, I know what it's like to not have a way to get that kind of stuff done and no one willing to help you do it. So even taking me to the grocery store for free might seem to that person like it's no big deal and nothing and something anybody should be willing to do to help you with. But to me, that is something huge, because they are the only person willing to do that for me. The only person, without expecting more than it would cost in gas to get there and back, like about 12 times more than it would cost to get there and back. Expecting me to give them literally half my income to get there and back, just for one trip. Like they're making a profit off of my inability to get around on my own. Personally, I would rather walk to the store than pay somebody money I don't have to get there and back. So when somebody on a bi-monthly basis or more, is willing to take me to the store for free, that's monumentally huge for me, because, you know, other people would demand to have half of my paycheck in order to have that happen. And I would end up just saying, screw that, I'd rather walk. And it wouldn't be me asking them for a ride. It would be them offering me a ride and then trying to charge me for it. I personally believe that if you offer someone a ride, you should not charge them for it. If they ask you for a ride, then you can decide whether or not you want to charge them for it. And then they can decide whether or not that amount is okay with them. But if you offer someone a ride somewhere, it is not okay to charge that person, because an offer should always be free. If you're offering someone for a ride, you're not trying to help them. You're trying to help yourself to their money. So you're not helping them when you offer to take them to the store and then end up getting more out of them than it would have cost you to get them there. You're taking from them what little that they have to survive, so that you can profit off of them. Nobody in my situation with my income would prefer to pay somebody money they don't have as it is to get to somewhere where they can walk. They would prefer to walk there than to pay for something that would cost more than it does to fuel getting there, for you just to go pick them up and take them there. Sam, he does it for free. He helps me with everything he does for free, out of the goodness of his heart. He doesn't in any way make anything back from me other than from my appreciation and love for the things that he does for me. He does not do it to get anything out of it. He does it entirely to make sure I'm okay. And that is help. that is love. If you charge somebody to help them, you are not helping them and you do not care about them. You are helping you. So, I just want to make that abundantly clear, so people can understand, how helping people works. I mean, if someone lends you some money and expects you to pay them back, that's help because you knew you were borrowing that. But if you just take something from somebody in order to help them, and you know they can't afford to pay you what you're asking them for to get that help, that's not help. Um, you know, a loan is a loan. You expect the money back. I mean, Sam even has bought me things in the past or given me money in the past and never asked for anything back in return. He knows I can't afford it. He knows I would try to pay him back if he, wanted it back, if he was willing to take the money back. But he knows that I can't afford it, so he refuses to take money back when he gives me money to help me with things. So, there's a difference between helping somebody and caring about somebody, and then the difference of helping yourself off of somebody else's misfortune. So it's very important that people in my situation or in any other low income situation know the difference between whether somebody is helping you or helping themselves off of you. It's very important for you to know the difference so that you know when someone is using you or when you are genuinely receiving real, genuine help from somebody who genuinely cares. So, I mean, if you're willing to let somebody use you to get the things that you need, I understand that. I've been there. I've been in situations where I've been forced to have to do that. When I moved here, I had to do that with paying for people to move my stuff. Unfortunately, what happened is these people actually ended up not barely moving anything. They did like one trip and then took all of my money for subsequent trips that never happened. So every time they offered to help me move more stuff, they would come pick me up to get it done, demand gas. I would pay for the gas, and then they'd run me all over town with them to do what they wanted all day, stuck in their car, trapping me in their car while they're running around all day doing what they wanted on my dime. And then having me pay for their food and all of that on top, all of the things that they could possibly think of to get out of me. But I was desperate and I needed it done. One person was really kind of creepy the whole time I was getting their help. And the only reason I was trying to get their help was because I was desperate enough that I needed the help. And they would not leave me alone. Really, literally, the only reason they were there in the first place was to just get it done, despite knowing that I was in an unsafe situation. Because I knew it wouldn't get done without putting up with the creepiness. I paid other people to do literally nothing and got almost nothing out of it. So like, when I moved in here, it's actually supposed to be $500 fee to own the trailer, which was waived, for the intent of getting my stuff moved and paying for repairs, which all went towards people screwing me over, saying they were going to move my stuff and then didn't. sucking me dry of every penny I had, and then not getting it done. And trapping me in their vehicle the whole day so I couldn't go to get it done myself. Um, so, yeah. And then they tried to move in with me after all that, after having to have Sam move almost everything else, like literally everything else that was left that I couldn't lift myself, that couldn't be moved and transported without a vehicle. Sam did all the rest of that for free, and everything else I moved by myself via a grocery cart. They were paid to do it all. It was all supposed to be done within a day or two. They were paid for it, like $500 to get it done, which shouldn't have even cost $500 to get it done. And they didn't do shit. Me and Sam mostly did it all ourselves for free. And I was still out that $500 because they screwed me. But but you know, sometimes you're so desperate that you're willing to pay anything and do anything just to get it done. And then those people end up screwing you over anyway. Sometimes people will help you and help you get it done. And sometimes you're just a pawn, you know, a way to get free money. You know, you got to be careful and be willing to decide what you're willing to put up with to get what you need to survive. You know, you got to work around what you need and what you have to work with, you know, financially. But you decide whether or not you're willing to put up with somebody screwing you over to get it done, or if you're willing, or you'd rather just, you know, just if you can afford to do it yourself, you know, the hard way for free. But you know, you've got to make that choice for yourself. But it's very important, you know, before you make that decision for yourself, to know the difference between somebody. She had a mini scab on her side. But anyway, it's very important to know the difference between someone taking advantage of your need and trying to profit off of you instead of actually help you, taking advantage of your needs, of your misfortune, and somebody actually genuinely trying to help you. Whether or not you're willing to put up with that once you know the difference is up to you. But it's very important to know the difference between someone trying to take advantage of your misfortune and someone genuinely trying to help you. Because if someone genuinely is trying to help you, they are not going to demand massive amounts of money to do what doesn't cost that amount of money to do. And they're not going, once you pay that amount that is way more than it should have been in the first place, and they don't get it done the first time, and demand more money the next day for what you already paid them for that should already be covered, I would suggest, I mean, it's up to you, but I would suggest at that point, you know, just be like, look, I already paid you for that and you didn't do it. You took my money and then went to the beach and left me stranded. Saying you were going to get it done today. Now you want more money to do what you were already paid for and didn't do. Yeah, the first day that they were paid for it, they took my money for the gas to do it, left me there to pack and wait for them to come back to start doing it. They went to the beach and had no intention of coming back. So they stole my money so they could go to the beach. Yeah. this, and people wonder why I don't trust people. But anyway, I'm sorry about the venting. Just really needed to get that out. But that's not the only situation I've been in where I've been used for my money based on my misfortune with the intention of screwing me over because I needed something. But you gotta be able to know who's genuinely trying to help you and who's genuinely trying to use you for your misfortune and make a profit off of you with helping you little to not at all off of that profit that they're making off of you. And you've got to keep yourself safe from them kind of situations the best that you can. But anyway, I thought that was important to point out because, like I said, Sam has always helped me and gone out of his way to help me and has asked for nothing in return to help me, while others either help me not at all and demand a lot out of it in return, or help me very little and ask far more than I can afford and far more than getting it done would have even been worth, just to do it. Or even play mind games with me for a year and a half about getting something done that should have been done right away, because wiring is dangerous. If someone's playing mind games with you back and forth over fixing your wiring, they don't care about you, because your wiring could catch fire in your walls and it could burn down your house in your sleep and you could die. Or your wiring could catch fire in the walls and it could cause carbon monoxide and you could die without even knowing there's anything wrong. If someone is playing back and forth mind games with you over the safety of your home for a year and a half, they don't care about you. They don't care whether you live or die. They don't care if you're safe or if you're okay. All they care about is you jumping through hoops to make them happy. So, make sure you know who's genuinely helping you and who's not. Again, I'm sorry for the venting. It's something I've been struggling with for the last year, trying to mentally deal with and handle. And with this power outage, and only one person willing to help, well, two people, Sam and his parents. Well, technically that's three people. And to the detriment of their ability to take care of themselves. Now, the people that were supposed to help me with this stuff for a year and a half, they have the knowledge how to do it themselves physically, and they have the money to hire somebody to do it. And their family, so they should have been willing to just do it. However, Sam, being my boyfriend and not married to me and not have any real obligation outside of just giving a shit, goes out of his way, putting himself in debt, knowing that I'm not going to get it done any other way, because the people who said they were going to help me don't care enough to do it. Him and his parents helping me the way that they did, with no obligation to do so, when it put him in debt. You gotta know who's actually there to help you and who's there to make a profit off of you or screw with your head or whatever. Just be safe. Just be safe. But like I always say, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if no one has told you today, You are appreciated, you are needed, you are loved, and you are enough. And don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let anybody let you feel any different, because you are perfect just the way God made you, just the way you are. And you don't need to change or do anything to please anybody else. You just be you and make yourself happy, and live your life the way that it makes you happy. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.